Yay, we should be live right now. Let me see. Hello, Brad. Good to see you. Hello, Kate Wanderlust. Dennis, good to see you, my brother. And Sarah, good to see you from Mexico. And Neo Hippie and Sherry, good to see you all. Glad that you're here. Let me also check quickly D Live if we're there too. Yeah, we are. So that's awesome. Everything works. Today we are with Erica, and Erica is very talented. She, I see Gemini Cartel there on D Live. Good to see you too. And today we are with, God, I lost my train of thought. What was that? Oh yeah, we're with Erica, and Erica is a clairvoyant, and I'm going to ask her first some questions about what she does and her gifts, and we go from there. And so I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, I saw you on Nicole's channel, and I was blown away by your gift. And so can you tell me a bit about when it started and how?
So I've had it all my life. I just didn't know exactly what it was. That's when I first started like really developing my gifts. It started very medium. And even my readings, that's a lot of times that's who I get first is dead people. But the weird thing is I don't see dead people the same way. I see dead people the same way I see live people. So it's just energy, because everything is just energy.
Like you see them physically?
Yeah. And feel them, smell them. Wow. There's lots of different things that come through when they come up.
Yeah,
I've had it my whole life. So
my nephew has the same. He literally sees them. And I'm like, how is it? Are they transparent, or are they like, physical?
They can be both, but most of the time, like, because it's, I've seen them, like, you can see them physically, but you can still kind of see through them. They're not like, so they don't look like a human.
So when did that start? Actually, that's Tesseract. Good to see you. Is asking, when did it start for you?
It's literally since when I was a kid. I really noticed it a lot when I was like 5-6 years old, and even a little bit before that. But the one thing I've been told is, and now being an adult and being around other people that have similar gifts to mine, I play in the dimensions. So I see a lot of interesting things. So it's kind of.
How do you deal with that as a child? Because,
I thought it was great.
Oh, really? Because I had my friend had a daughter, same thing. She saw them. And then one time we heard a scream. So we ran up to her room and she goes, well, there's a girl sitting on my bed. And I'm like, really? And I was freaked out, right? And I feel at that spot, it was ice cold. But she could see it. And we didn't see anything, right? And
I mean, even as long as I've been doing this, they still scare the shit out of me. Like, it's not, I'm not immune to it. Like, I'm not immune to it. There's a famous hotel here in Colorado that's in Glenwood Springs, called the Hotel Colorado. And it was actually a naval, which is weird because we don't have oceans here in Colorado. And it was a naval hospital. And so I was sleeping and I get woken up and there was a man standing at the foot of the bed wearing like an old naval uniform. And he was just standing there and he didn't really say anything, but scares the crap out of you when you're waking up from, dude standing there.
That would freak me out. But then were there moments that you thought that somebody was actually like a live person because you can distinguish the difference?
Like if it was actually somebody live standing there, no, I could tell he wasn't.
Okay.
Just because of how they interact.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, but because when you're like around with people, I don't know, friends, family, and all of a sudden there's somebody.
They come through different. Like it's hard to explain. It's kind of a knowing, I guess. Like it's like more of a knowing, and it's kind of how you see them too, because you kind of see them in your third eye too. Right. So it's kind of like a movie screen in your heads. It's not always like physically in front of you. You can physically see them, but it's kind of like on a screen sometimes too.
Oh,
is the
wow.
easiest way I can use to explain it.
Yeah, I cannot even begin to understand because you're clairvoyant, you're clear. Wait,
I have all of them.
can you name them? Because I don't even know all the names.
Oh, God. So clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient. I have all of them. I can't even remember how many there are now.
So you can smell them, you can see them, you can hear them, you can feel them.
Yeah, and I get the knowing part too, just knowing things, whatever. Yeah, I get
that's
that.
the thing. That's the only thing I've got is the clear cognizant, but you can never prove anything. The only thing I know is that I know. But so that's not very special. But in your case, that's amazing. I'm blown away. So then, when you were young, were you already seeing things from other people as well? Like, what was going to happen to them, or if somebody was maybe sick, or
I mean, there was people I definitely didn't like. And that usually had to do with my dad's friends. He was around people that would drink a lot. So when you leave yourself open like that a lot of times you have a lot of things that are, kind of attached to you.
That's why it's called spirits.
Yeah. So there was just people I just didn't want to be around. And there was a lot of, because my dad's an alcoholic, but he was around a lot of those people and I just didn't like them. I'm like, I don't want to be around them, but tell your parents that you don't want to be around their friends. Yeah. It doesn't go over very well.
So did your parents actually knew about that you had these gifts? Oh, wow. So you lived alone with that knowledge?
Yep. And that's one of the things that I want to do. That's actually one of my missions here on the planet is helping kids with gifts similar to mine and with parents too, not only understand them, but trust themselves and allow them to stay open so that they don't have to go on a journey later on after they've closed everything off, trying to get it back. Yeah. But it's also, I mean, imagine how much it's going to change our world if we can have, people from the time they're, young, stay open and trust themselves and not go to other people to seek information. You have it in yourself.
So, yeah, because my friend's daughter had the same, and she didn't know what to do because they all came to her, right? And she was young. So at a certain point, we found somebody else that was very experienced to guide her because she didn't even know what to do with it. They just came and visited her every day, every night. It didn't matter. And, she had no rest. So, I think that's a really, really good idea because you never had that same guidance either.
No, it scared the crap out of me when I was younger. Like as far as guides and stuff like that, I could see other dimension stuff. Like I would see huge dragonflies, different like little spirits and stuff like that. And those were fine. I was fine with them. They didn't scare me. But when you start having like dead people, you just feel like you're watched all the time.
Yes.
And someone is with you or like watching you all the time, and it's not comforting.
So then can you actually, because it's free will, right? So can you actually tell them not to can you close yourself off from it?
I don't so I've never closed myself off from it, but you have to have boundaries with them as much as you do with people. So, when someone crosses over, if you think about it, like if you just became invisible one day, what would be the one thing you would want people to see you, right?
I don't know. I've never,
that's what happens. Like, now no one can see you. So you seek out people that can see you.
But how do they know? Although I know because I read a book about it from somebody that was telling about how he had literally rows and rows of people, ghosts, dead people standing in front of his house and getting in order to seek help. And so he tells this whole story in the book, and I was mind blown. I'm like, wait a minute, you never chose this, right? And so he says also, I never chose this, but then they just want to be helped. And so that's what he started doing. But then after a while, he was exhausted because they came day and night.
And that's the thing is boundaries. It's like, because that's the thing too, is you're not here to help everyone either. And like, I like to go walk around cemeteries, just, I don't know why, it's just a thing. And I've had people come to me in the cemetery and it's like, I need you to help, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, bring me that person and I can help them. But I don't even know who you're talking about or where they are or anything like that. So if I can't help them or I can't see them, like, how am I going to help them? So like, once you kind of, it's boundaries, like, I can't help them. I don't know who they are.
Do they always come to you for help? Because obviously they come to you because you can see them, but does it mean they always come to you for help?
No.
Oh,
sometimes it's just to be seen. Sometimes they just want to tell their story. Sometimes there's lots of different things. Most of the time now it's mainly, like I was in an Apple store once, and this kid was helping me with my son's iPod thing, and see how technical I am. And his grandpa was coming through, and like he was just like, and wanted to talk to his grandson, and that's all it was. So it's like when you're around people, I get those more. I have pretty good boundaries as far as not letting everyone, if you're just coming to come, like, this isn't the place to come.
Yeah, but then, I mean, are they still earthbound, and are they actually choosing to stay here then?
Oh, no, because that's the thing that, like, everybody always says there's a veil, and I don't see things that way. Everything is energy. So you're just in a different form. It's, that, and in my opinion, and that I've read very, very dark souls, there is no hell. You put yourself in your own hell, and it's like dark there, and it's in your head. Like, and you can stay in your own head if you want to. It's a choice, but it's kind of
don't they decide to just move on and reincarnate or whatever?
Sometimes not.
And then
everyone's different.
Oh, somebody asked what is their most incredible story from somebody who came visit you?
The one I told at Hotel Colorado was pretty interesting because it's a very haunted hotel. It's a very famous haunted hotel.
You actually went there?
Yeah, that's the one where the Navy guy was standing at the end of my bed. But I can tell
you were sleeping there.
Yeah, and I went there for an anniversary, and it was interesting because, and I knew he wasn't from this time because of his clothes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't ever had anything to say, so it wasn't that interesting. I think probably my grandma, I kind of walked, she had dementia, and they had called me at like 10 o'clock, and I knew, they're like, okay, if you're going to come see her, come see her. And I'm like, I've already said everything I need, because I can talk to her when I'm not there. She doesn't even know who I am anymore. And I just literally, I was like, okay, I was like, you can go. I was like, be at peace, like, do all this thing. And I did my thing. And literally they called me like 20 minutes later, and she had passed. And she's never, like, I get her sometimes, not a lot. Like, she pretty much crossed straight over, which was good.
Oh, that's great. But do they choose to appear in these clothing as well, because they're stuck in that time period where they died?
Sometimes it's just what they know. It doesn't always mean that they're wearing what they died in or anything like that, unless that's part of their story and that's what they're trying to tell. Sometimes they can use clothes as a time frame. I've noticed that a lot with kids. Different people, I've had friends that have had spirits and whatnot in their house that I go and read, and a lot of them are, early, like 1800s, early 1900s, and they're wearing like nightgowns, and it's, very period type clothing. So it's kind of like telling me when they passed away.
Actually, I had that in a house, the previous house I lived, and there was a couple that lived there, like ghosts, right? And they kind of wanted, they were really possessive over me. So anybody that would come in my house just would freak out, get aggressive, fight with me, and all that. And I had no clue what was going on. And then I lived across the fire department, so I went to these guys. They've been there forever, and I asked like who lived here that maybe, you know. And it turns out it was a couple. They were pretty grumpy, always fighting with each other, and so they didn't do any harm to me. But yeah, it was a bit scary in the beginning. But I never thought I was that relaxed about it though. And but they did kept me hostage kind of in that house because I suffered agoraphobia. It's never been as worse as it been there. Everything was a task to get out of the house. And yeah, it was horrible actually.
Yeah, there's so many different energies and different things that, are around and whatnot. I mean, and just like doing readings with people too. Like I've told people, there was one guy that came in and the woman that he had married was going to kill him. And he didn't care because he had to be with someone. He didn't care. Like he said, I don't care who it is. And I'm like, well, what if, something happens with her? Like what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't care. As long as I come home to someone, he didn't care. So everybody's at such different places, in their life. And I've read a lot of people that have committed suicide, and people think that, well, you commit suicide, you go, it's not like that at all.
Oh, really? I always wonder what happens when somebody commits suicide. I had a period I wanted to die. I was in my worst, darkest time. And all of a sudden it hit me. And I thought, hang on, if I'm going to do that, I have to come back and do it all over again. I can't exactly do that.
That's fine too.
Yeah, that would be even worse, right? So that stopped me.
Yeah, like I've made it to 40 years old. Like we're not coming back to do this shit again. Like we're going to grin and bear it and do it now.
You think that's true? I think it's true.
That's exactly what I've always said. And that's like, why would you want to whack yourself now and, come in? But everybody's different. Like some people have, legit reasons, like their body's failing. There's something wrong with their body. There's something wrong with their mind. And it's a release for them to, to cross over. But it's not usually a bad thing. I've never, and all the suicides I've done readings for, and I've done a lot of them. I've never had anybody in a bad place.
Really? Wow.
If they were in a place where they, it's kind of interesting in how I read. There's like an energy work that kind of goes on, and I don't even know what I'm doing. It's just kind of like my being and how I read. But you kind of get energy work through a reading. So a lot of times people come in like stressed out, or they come in, whatever, and whatever it is of my energy, you get relaxed or you release something or whatever that is. And I'm able to do that with people that have crossed over too. I've had a couple people that one younger guy died of an asthma attack.
Oh, wow.
And his wife came in for a reading. And he was just like frantically running around the house. He was showing me just running everywhere, and he was nervous and all this stuff. And he was going to ask her to marry him, and he had a piece of jewelry and he was trying to find it, and he didn't know where they put it. And she was talking him through it because she kind of knew what was happening. And so I was talking to him, and he had settled down. By the end of the reading, he'd settled down and he was fine.
Oh, wow. I have conspiratory. Hi. My friend killed himself 2 years ago. I had a reading. He told me he was so sorry. He fucked up, made reference to his car. I know it was him. Well, yeah, I guess some people actually die accidentally. Or
regret it after they do it, but because they don't see, that's the thing that happens is like we get so caught up in our brain and we get so caught up in the physical, we forget that this is just a tiny piece of us, and we forget to step back and because we're not taught that either. You're not taught self-love. You're not taught any of that. You know, you have to go on your own. Yeah, and figure it out for yourself that this reality is bullshit and time is bullshit and you know, all of it. Like we just don't get taught that. So, you know, hopefully on people's journeys they find people that are, you know, open to this, or they're on their journey. Like now the internet is really cool because, you know, if you're completely introverted, you can find out from home.
Yes, indeed. Actually, Sarah is asking, are they stuck here or is it where they went? Is there any place they cross over to? Not really.
You just like you go from a physical form to an energy form, and then they can go wherever they want. But it's most of the people that I've read other people that have went, you know, different dimensions and different things like that. But for the most part, people are, it's just, you're just energy. And you can't destroy energy. It doesn't go anywhere.
Actually, Brad asked, who gets a live reading? I volunteer as tribute. Okay, get on. If you guys want to put questions in the chat, and then she's going to try and answer them. I will read them. So let us know. Desirect is asking, is it draining to do this?
Sometimes it is. It just depends on the person.
Oh, right. Because you get their energy, right?
Well, and I got into human design. And if anybody wants to go down a rabbit hole, that is like a seriously cool rabbit hole to go down. And it basically it goes off of a lot of different things, but it kind of tells you how you interact with the world. And I'm a self-projected projector. So all of mine come from invitation. So like a setting like this where you invited me to be here actually is, and it's a correct invitation. Like I said, you know, yes to it. Like my body said yes to it. So this actually gives me energy.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. So if anybody wants to know something for themselves and the questions, just go ahead and put them in. Conspiracy Theory says he's now helping people not commit suicide from the other side. That's great. I can believe that, actually. Totally. And I saw another question here. Did she try to open portals to a higher dimension for them? So when they come to you?
I mean, I don't try to open anything for them. I just tell them, you know, whatever, and help them to cross over. And what they choose from there is, you know, their choice. I'm not like saying you have to go to this dimension or anything like that. It's just literally go do their thing. And it happens a lot of times. It happens really quickly. People cross over and come back and
really
keep on doing their
So we have our first question here. Dennis Lindsay, my red-headed brother from another mother. Why did my twin sister leave so young?
I get a contract with her. Some of it feels like it was something that your parents had to go through or wanted to go through. Part of it was you, but mostly your parents.
Wow, her name was Denise. Dennis and Denise. Huh.
Yeah, twins is a special connection because you guys literally grow together. Literally.
Yeah, that must be a big loss, though. And I did see that in a BQ or in a QHHC session where somebody was a surrogate for her cousin, and her cousin was he wasn't brain dead. He was just, he couldn't do anything. He just was lying there, and he had no function whatsoever. And the contract was that his parents needed to learn about this suffering through that. That's why he was there. So that makes total sense to me. Let me see. There is Dorothy Thompson is asking, do you feel death around me?
There's like something darker that's around you, but it's not. So it's either you have a lot of fear, or there's just a lot of chaotic, heavier energy around you that you need to clear.
And up 3, hi, good to see you, aka Brooke, is saying, I'd like a message from anyone that I didn't know I needed to hear.
They're saying something with dreams with you. So I don't know if that's how you're interacting with people now, is something in dreams, or you get those, really vivid dreams. Nothing really coming up as far as the first thing that came up when she started saying your name was a pet when you were younger. I think it was a dog, but nobody human yet. But they keep saying that whoever's coming through, that's just like, I can just hear them. That they either talk to you in your dreams or that's how you get information.
Cool.
Always interesting.
Sarah, what can you tell me about the home I am buying in Cancun?
They're saying to be careful. And something with an outside inspector. So I don't know if they're trying to give you an inspector they use, but they're saying to use an outside inspector.
Independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kelly Fair Davis is asking, my brother Jeff passed on January 23rd of 2020. Is he in a good place now?
Feels like it feels like there's some things he's still working on or working through. So either he was in his head a lot, or he had some kind of head injury or something with his head that he's still kind of working through. He's fine. He's just going through the process is what is coming up.
Okay. Sky Sailing Girl 25. What is my past life connection to Jordan? And what will my connection with him be like in this life?
The thing with him that makes my head hurt, like it literally feels like I'm getting stabbed, like right here. And it makes me feel really heavy in my chest. So I'll definitely feel into that one before you decide to do anything in this lifetime.
All right. Okay. Hey, Elisa, good to see you. Elisa Herrera. She's asking, who is incarnated in the kitten I just picked up today? Not my kittens.
Male energy, like a younger male energy. It feels like light and playful and then reclusive at the same time. So it either likes to have like its periods alone, and then it's like, comes out and is playful. So I don't know if that's the energy of the person that went to the kitten, or that's just the kitten's personality, but I just pick up a younger male energy.
That's so cool. Hey, Sudabuck, good to see you. There's Patricia Johnson. She had, I have no contact from my parents since either of them died. We didn't have the best relationship. Do they have anything they'd like me to know?
Like more conversing that has to happen with that to get them to open up. There's something with under a house, so I don't know what that means. There's either something with you getting dizzy, because they're like making me feel dizzy, and it's like I'm just kind of getting like showered with energy, and it's kind of like overwhelming. So I don't know if you have things like that going on in your life now, but a lot of it feels like it's tied to them trying to talk to you. So I'm not exactly sure what that's all about.
Huh. Okay. Also, Brooke is thanking you. She says, I don't recall any dreams. Guess I better pay attention. Yeah. Brad Whitelock. What does my father want me to know?
First thing that's coming up was keep working. So I don't know if his working was a big deal to him. And he's telling you to have fun. So I don't know if he either had only like certain periods of time where he had fun, but he's saying that he wishes he had more fun. And either you're a very serious person or he's telling you not to be so serious and to have fun and be open. Because it feels like it affects your money flows. That you like, it's like when you stop having fun and you get too serious, it like gets restricted. So it kind of cuts off receiving.
Wow.
But there's like something coming across like my midsection too. That's there's usually like fear, and sometimes it's excitement because like excitement and fear kind of have the same energy. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Talking to dead people is like there's usually more things because sometimes it'll be like somebody that you don't remember comes through forward first. It's not always somebody you remember. It'll be like a grandpa from, whatever, an uncle you didn't know, or just because sometimes they have like a stronger energy. So that's picked up first. So like medium questions are harder because it's not always direct the way they come through.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I get that. Hey, Nicole Frolic, good to see you. Let me see. Tammy Grubbs, question. Am I on the right path?
You have more than one. And I think the path you're on right now will change. It feels like you're going to be up leveling or you have been up leveling. And there's some kind of fear coming through with it too. That either it's like fear of change or fear of doing the right thing or whatnot. And it's really just about following the energy. And like when you're looking at opportunities, look in your body and like pay attention to what your body's telling you when you talk about a certain opportunity. And you want the ones that make you feel light and expansive and fun and excited and like those. You don't want the ones that make you feel heavy and restricted. And
we're all bumping into that lately.
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah, everybody's learning lessons right now. We're going all through several little storms on our own personal journeys, right? So let me see. Oh, MB Lee, good to see you. Okay, she says, send me any important message from beyond.
They're bringing up something with transportation with you, so I don't know exactly what that means. There's something too with you either picking up a lot of they're talking about being careful of like who you're around and who you're spending time with. So it's either like in like heavier energies, and to kind of just like be aware of that and like who you're spending time with and things like that, because it feels like there's a lighter path than what you're doing now. And an easier way than what you're doing now.
All right. Let me see. ISIS 777 is questioning, do you know if I still have some curse blockage from someone in the past?
If you want one. There's curses are weird because curses are really what you give power to and like what the fear is, because everything is energy, right? So it's just literally our awareness. I get there could be some contracts. So if you get with someone that can clear some contracts with you, but I wouldn't call them curses. I get something with your mom in a past life. So I don't know what that is tied to, but it's pretty typical for family stuff. And if you've never had that type of work done, there's usually a few there. And we all have mom issues, so there's that too.
Right? Or daddy issues. So there's // well, he has no name, so it's forward slashes. Am I an alien?
A lot of us are.
We all are, actually.
Yeah.
James Gilliland would always say, look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you see one.
I don't get human. I definitely don't get human with you, but we're all usually a hybrid of some sort.
Well, there are people that actually are Earth, like pure bloods.
Yeah. My bonus daughter is very human.
Yeah. Okay, then. Sudabug. Question. Tell my grandpa I love him and miss him, and ask him if he has any advice for me.
You can tell him you love and miss him. He can hear you.
There you go.
He keeps showing me something small with his hands. So either he did something like either he made something or he did little stuff with his hands. He keeps showing me like little stuff with his hands, so I don't know what significance that is. I don't know. There's something with a saying of being proud of you. So I don't know if it was some type of schooling or something that you completed that you had talked to him about or something and you followed through. And it feels like whatever it was attached to him, and like why you completed it, but you completed something that makes him very happy.
That's beautiful. Okay. Tesseract. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Jackie Long. Hi, good to see you. Does my blood type actually mean anything? And while you do that, I'm going to blow my nose. So I'm going to mute myself because my nose is stuffed. So does my blood type actually mean anything from Jackie Long?
I get diet-wise, it does. There's definitely things that feel like affect you more because of your blood type food-wise, but they're linking it mostly to food. I'm not picking up anything else with it right now.
That's usually, well, if you find out your blood type, then you can actually find diets that are, compatible with it. That's what I know. All right. That's correct. Was my grandmother killed in the hospital 2 months ago?
It may have been an accident, but I don't get killed on purpose.
Well, that's quite enough. Oh, Libby, good to see you too. Today is my mom's 86th birthday. Any messages from her for her from my dad or sister Nina who crossed over? Thanks.
Your mom's bringing up something with cake. So either cake was a big deal for her or she had some kind of special cake, something. Because she shows me herself in the kitchen. So I don't know if cooking was a big thing for her. And it feels like there's a lot of family around. So it feels like either family was like important to her or you guys didn't really have a lot of family, but she feels like there's a lot of people there with her. And she feels like she's the main one. So either she had a big personality or what that energy was, but she's the only one that's come through and said anything right now. There is other people there with her, but without going back and forth with you asking different questions, it's hard to tell to get them to talk.
Okay, I've got a nose like a drunk now, but anyway, Tesseract says because of the question of his grandma if she was killed, it was the sea. Don't believe it for a second though, you know, familiar stories. Let me see. I do just one question from each person, otherwise we get a lot. That's not a question, I think. Let me see if I can see. Question there. Kelly Fair Davis. Oh, she's been already, but okay, for once then. Is there anything holding me back, blocking me from my higher path? I think you asked that already, didn't you?
It either feels like you've done some type of clearing, but it feels like there's something with breathing. There's like a breathing exercise. So it's either just you being conscious of your breath. It's like I know for me personally, I hold my breath and it really like restricts energy. I think it's just more like bringing in that awareness, but it feels like there's something you come across that some type of breathing exercise that helps your energy stay kind of light and expanded.
Okay. Manifest Our Destiny is asking, hi, Erica. Is my mother with her sister who passed away 6 days ago?
Yeah, when people pass, like we travel with the same soul family. So people that pass away, especially like our moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and things like that, we're all in the same soul family. So I get something, I don't know if it's a brother, but there was a male energy that came to get her when she passed.
All right. Let me. Okay, there's two people I already asked questions, but I'm going to quickly do them. My husband, conspiratory. My husband, Chris, passed over in 2012. Does he have any messages for me?
It's something about leaving you things. So I don't know if you find like change or what it is that he leaves for you, but there's like things that he leaves for you is what he's saying.
Okay.
But usually with that, like when they leave things for you or they like move things and whatnot, you'll kind of feel it's them. So.
All right. Sarah asked a question that apparently I missed, and it was about her brother. But I can't find. Oh, hang on. Is that it? Um, wait, where did it go? No, I got the Cancun question from Sarah, so I don't understand what question that was, but yeah, just ask again then because I don't know what it was. Let me see where I was. Let me see. So GA Fairbanks is asking, would like to know how many angels are with me. I feel there's a lot. Thank you.
I have 3 main ones that are coming up, and they're bigger. Like a lot bigger than you. And there's like 3 main ones. It's probably why it feels like there's a lot of them, because they're so big.
Oh. How do you know they're big? I mean, like
I can see them. I can see the, like I can see them, and then I can see the angel standing behind them.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
and
angels are big.
Energy. But angels switch out too. Like I've had them with that as well. Depending on what you're going through, different types of angels and things like that as well.
All right. So Mojo Binks 1 is asking, will one of my off-work kids incarnate through me sometime? I don't understand what that question is, but maybe. Will one of my off-work kids incarnate through me sometime soon? I don't know. I don't understand the question. All right, then we move on. Okay. Oh, hang on. I see he corrected himself. Will one of my off-world kids incarnate through me sometime soon?
Through you, no. Not through you.
No. Okay. Andrea, is there a reason that I cannot get pregnant? I'm 38.
They're showing some. They're saying something with your ovaries right now. Like the system that they're showing me. But they're not showing me why. That's just what they're showing me, is your something with your ovaries.
All right. Should you go check it?
I think they can figure it out. I think there's a way to extract, if you can afford it and follow through. There is something that they can do. It feels like it's fixable.
Okay. Okay. So ISIS 77 questions. My grandmother paternal passed away 2 months. Did she have a message for me? I think we did that one. People put in double questions because they're afraid I don't see them, but I'm just scrolling through it from top to bottom. So I don't even see what other people are posting right now. Okay. Hard love. Will I be hearing back from Jackson soon about a love offer? And will he express his feelings toward me and wants to see me again? We are in a no physical contact.
I'm getting no right now. It could change, but it feels more on his end of it. I don't think they're in a place right now where it would be a good fit right now anyway. Timing is off.
Yeah, the love questions are always the hardest, aren't they? So Laurie May has a beautiful question. Are you being told anything interesting about the awareness of humanity?
Um, like, so the whole thing of COVID and all that stuff, I've been seeing a change for a long time, but I didn't know how it was going to present itself. Um, and I did get the world was changing and things like that. And I know that there's people in place and there's different beings and whatnot that are helping us that are kind of behind the scenes a lot right now, but it's definitely not as bad as it appears.
Right.
We're going through a lot of changes. And I mean, and how are you going to change the entire world and affect the entire world?
Will it still take a while?
I thought it would be over with by now, but
me too.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't I don't really put a lot into it because there's so much fear and so much shit out of there. I try to stay out of those lower timelines and whatnot. Like, I know that we'll be fine. I mean, people dying of COVID and things like that sucks, and it's not, not ideal, but.
So what do you think of the vaccine? Just my personal question for you.
I do believe that that we can change it. I know for me personally, because I mean, my human job, I work for the state. So it was either get, whatever, vaccinated or test twice a week, like stick a swab up your nose literally twice a week.
Wow.
So I went with Johnson & Johnson because it was more of an actual vaccine and it felt lighter for me. And I know how to handle a virus. So I did my remedies and my things like that, and I've been fine with it.
But it's not for everyone, though.
No, it's not for everyone.
No,
you really have to pay attention to your body and check in and see. But see, that's the thing too, is, everybody there's so much fear out there and so much shit that you can buy into and things like that. Like, you really have to be solid in yourself and pull all of your energy back home to you and then make a decision.
Yeah.
And it's so different for everyone.
Would it be a contract then? Because I know Nicole had to take it for some reason, and she posted that on her YouTube, and people were pretty shocked. And I thought, well, you need to consult others for it as well in order to know for sure, because it's not easy if you see that people, are dying from it as well. But then I thought, what if there's actually people that do it for the greater good somehow?
Yeah, transmuting it. It's just energy. Like, that's the thing people don't understand. Like, literally everything around you is energy, and it's your perception of whatever's around you. I mean, we could be a completely liquid universe and the walls are liquid and whatever, but because you think that wall is hard, it's hard. Like, it's just perception and perspective and what your ideas and your judgments or whatever on anything. And if you want to go into judgment and you want to go into whatever, that's lower energy and things like that. And instead of staying in the awe and wonder and the question of the universe, talk to the virus yourself and, ask it your own questions and see why it's here or what it is and see what your awareness is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different
at the end of the day, it's also the fear that will actually do the work for you, and you don't even need to take the jab for it, right?
And it's I mean, I think the funny thing is about it, and my son said it, and my son is insanely smart, and he's a scientist, and he's literally going to college for that right now, and his points of view on it were, I thought, was kind of interesting. And like all these healthcare workers and stuff like that, it's not because of the vaccine a lot of times, it's because you're making me do it. Yeah. And that's a huge thing. And like, that's what it is. It's like, you're going against my rights, because what if I don't want it?
Yeah. Well,
that's you're taking away my rights.
Well, that's it. And the fact that it's being pushed so hard makes you only run away harder too, because you're like, I don't trust anybody, right? So, well, thank you for that. Let me see. There is the question from Sarah. Does my brother have an apology for me?
This is hard because there's like a lot of other questions that are coming up with it. So it's kind of hard if I can't go back and forth with you. There's something with the way he was found or something like that, and I don't know what it is, but I get him working something out with you later on. Because there's something with not being ready. So I don't know if it's him not being ready or you not being ready.
That's a good one, actually. Sometimes we're angry ourselves, which then triggers also not the apology to come, because you wouldn't take it sometimes the way you're supposed to take the apology.
Well, and it's weird too. Like the way I read, everybody's different because everybody's energy is different. So I don't have signs for anything. So when I get information, like it will, I just have to say what I see or what I feel or anything like that. I don't know what any of that information is, and I just kind of share what my best way of describing it to you.
Yeah.
So it's always different.
Tammy Grubbs is asking, does everyone have angels?
I think everyone can call on them, but there's like so many different beings that you can choose from. It's like if you choose them and if you're open to that energy, then you can have angels.
So then what if you're not per se open to it, just because, I don't know, you don't know about it, you don't believe in it, whatever, but then they still show up sometimes miraculously. So is it because
they come from religion too? Like there's a lot of like, I think, to me, a lot of angel energy and things like that as like they protect children, and there's like a younger energy type thing to it. And then when you're calling in angels to help you later on in life, whatnot, then you get that energy and whatnot too. But I think there's a lot of more. Some people they're more to the forefront, and some people they're more to the back. It's just kind of what you choose.
Well, the angel itself is not like a being, although, we got it from the concepts from the Bible, but at the end of the day, aren't they interdimensional beings?
I haven't done a lot with them, and I know I've lived, I actually had a reading recently, and she told me that I lived a life as an angel, and that was some of the issues that I have in this lifetime because of how people are, and that's not what your being is. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't know a lot about angels other than, religion wise or things like that. But that's just the information they gave at that time.
Is your nose running as mine is?
I have an inner ear thing that bugs me. And it's horrible.
So Libby is saying, do you see lots of angels around me? Because strangers approach me and tell me I have the most angels they've ever seen.
Believe them if everybody's telling you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you look at different people and things like that, and looking at guides and stuff like that, like even when I read people and I see guides, I don't always see angels. It just depends on the person. Some people are more connected than other people.
Right. So Jackie Long is saying, if you have time for a second question, does my sister that has passed have anything for me, I guess, instead of to me?
There's something either with hearts or there was something with heart that's coming up. So I don't know if there's either she was connected to hearts or there's a heart connection that's coming up.
Okay. Hey, Mel, good to see you. Let me see. Question. Oh, that's Brooke. What does my energy look like?
Now it's blue. So I don't know if you're like relaxing or it's like a royal blue, dark blue color.
That's cool. Actually, I have time for other questions. So whoever wants to put a question in, they still can. Oh, there's Mel. Will I get to take the trip I want to take?
Yeah. There's something with timing. They're saying maybe next year, like mid next year.
Okay. Huh. Patricia saying, thank you so much, Erica. I've been busy contemplating the message. I appreciate the word you gave. No idea what it means, but thank you so much.
Those are the weird things with like I had one come up the other day, and it was like they're bringing up something with shoes, and she's like, I have no idea what that means. I'm like, I don't know what it means either. I'm like, that's just what they're saying, so I say it.
Well, but
And
sometimes it clicks later, right?
comes later on, and it's like, oh, well, there was one reading I did, and it was I kept getting, and they kept yelling it at me, and they're like, red truck, red truck, red truck, and she's like, well, my in-laws are from Nebraska, and Big Red, like that's the college there, and it's, I was like, well, I don't know if it's that. I'm like, do you have a big red truck? And she's like, well, yeah, we got a big red truck. Well, he got in an accident, and he got hit by a red truck. Like he was fine, but like it totaled the truck. It totaled the big red truck.
Holy, all right. That's actually, that's so interesting, right? Because earlier before we went live, I asked you a question, and all of a sudden it hit me what you meant. And because, sometimes you don't even see all angles or all perspectives. So sometimes it's just a matter of changing your perspective a little bit, and then all of a sudden it clicks, right? So let me see. I saw, Monoblock is asking, is my sister part of my soul group?
I get yes, but it's different. So I don't know if there's like a connection issue with her, or what the difference is, but there's something different with her.
All right.
I think she could have been a sub for someone else. Like someone else was supposed to do it, and because there's like something different with her. So either she's not a full blood sister, or she's just like really different than everybody else, or what that connection is, but there's something different with her.
Oh, that's cool. That could be like a walk-in type of situation.
There's lots of different connections in the
right.
universe.
So let me do Kelly Belair first. Could you please give me the message you feel in your heart? You'll know exactly what. Hang on. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, yeah. You'll know exactly what to say. Thank you.
There's something coming up with you and releasing pain. But I get like white butterflies flying off of off of my heart. So I don't know what's transmuting or what you're asking to release. It's kind of interesting. I've never had that before, so I have no idea.
A butterfly sounds like a rebirth.
There's just like a bunch of like white butter. I mean, there's like multiple ones just coming off, like in a group of them.
Oh, wow. Let me see. Tesseract. Do my guides have a message for me?
You need to do a guided meditation to interact with them. a lot of the meditations that I've seen that have worked for me as far as dealing with guides is you kind of you mine is like usually down like a mountain road and it comes out into a meadow and it like kind of sets a space and then you can interact with them and they can come forward to you because it's, I mean, I can tell you all day what they say, but it's not going to be as powerful if you hear it, you know, as if you hear it from them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Mel Tulip, have I connected with my twin flame?
I don't think your twin flame's incarnated in this lifetime.
That's so funny because that's exactly what we talked about, and that's what she thought. How about mine?
They say they usually don't. Like twin flames they usually don't incarnate at the same time a lot of times.
That's weird, actually. Well, sometimes they do too.
Yeah, sometimes they do, yeah. But it's usually like you agree to before, but it's not always the best energy when they do, though.
Do I have my twin flame here?
I get no too.
That's what I thought. Clear cognizant, right? All right. Dennis Lindsay, will I complete my mission here?
Yes.
Good. Well, that was a short answer, but that's all you wanted to know. Okay, G.A. Fairbanks. Question, does my nephew who committed suicide have a message for family?
Very apologetic, but he's also very set in what he did and kind of, I don't know if how he did it was kind of jacked up or how that worked out, but he's very settled with the fact of what he did. And I think people around him knew. And it feels like, I don't know if it's, there's like a couple people close to him that are fine with it, like in kind of how he did it. He's apologetic, but he knows that that's what was best for him at that moment.
How often would they actually do that and then instantly regret it?
I haven't had anybody that it's not necessarily regret. They regret like someone had to find them. They regret how people feel. They, you know, like how people, like physical people here feel. It's not regret in them.
Those that left behind.
It's usually along those lines. Some people are apologetic, like, you know, maybe I wish I wouldn't have done that, but it's not, I mean, because that's a pretty big process to follow through with, you know?
Yeah. So Wanderlust Kate, good to see you, girl. My friend Kevin committed suicide. Is he happy now or does he have regrets? Well, there you go. Same question.
Something with him with time. So I don't know if he's saying that he wishes he had more time. Because there's something with time, and I don't know how he's trying to say it, but he could have waited or something. So I don't know what he missed out on, like after he did it. But there's something it feels like he wanted to see, but it happened after he passed away. But something related with time. So a lot of times it's like, you know, seeing your kid have a kid or get married or graduate or whatever. It's like not anything crazy, but it's usually family related for the most part.
Would that then mean that if they did it too early, that they didn't accomplish their mission?
For his, it's not. His is just there was like some type of option or something like that with him, and it has to do with time. Like he could have had a longer time here, but it still wouldn't have been like a long time. It just could have been done at a different time, so he could have seen something. It feels like years difference, like it could have been carried out later.
Actually, I have a question about that. I have a friend. God, people commit suicide all over the place. So this friend, he advertised it twice and he didn't do it. It was just a matter of attention. Everybody was pissed off. This was over the course of 3 years now. And now a week ago, I found out he actually did it. He killed himself for real. And I wonder, did he really want it?
Yeah, no, he's at peace with it.
So not surprised.
It's, I mean, before it, I mean, yes, it's attention, but it was also out of fear. I had a client of mine, me and my ex-husband owned a towing company, and his son, one of our clients, his son killed himself because his biggest thing was he didn't know how he was going to die or when he was going to die, and he wanted control of it. He was like 23 years old and he killed himself.
Oh my God, that is a terrible reason.
Yeah.
That's like OCD on a different level.
One of my really good friends right now, like she fights OCD like legit, every day of her life. And, she's talked about it, and she's like, she's done different types of healing. She's done all kinds of different stuff, and it doesn't work. And, you go out, she's been off antidepressants now for years, and the detox of that. And there's just like so many different things that there is beings that have a hard time being here. And a lot of times they're like angelic realm or different realms, because our beings are not used to this heavy bullshit that we have to deal with here. Yeah. There's a lot of heavy shit here, and that's why we come here, is because it's learning, it's whatever, and you have to have that perspective, or otherwise you don't make it. And
well, some people,
there's more beings that have a hard time being here than people realize. And it shouldn't be that like, oh, you killed yourself, oh, that's that's a shitty way to do things, or that's whatever. It's like some people, they need an out, and that's an out.
I wouldn't judge it, because I've been there for 2 years straight. Every day I wanted to die. And I was in a clinic with all people, OCD and all that crap. And I had my own phobia. And so at a certain point, things did change. Actually, after the realization, I thought, well, I don't want to do this all over again. So I'm going to have to pull through. Well, it took me another 10 years to get through it. And but it's possible. That's all I want to say. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're just done, so I wouldn't judge them. But yeah.
But we don't all pick, journeys that, where we have rainbows shooting out of our ass. We just don't, like, because that's not why we're here. That's our original being. That's where our energy and, that's source energy, where that comes from.
Yeah.
We come here to learn shit. So just be prepared to learn shit and be in perspective of that too.
That's the same if you go in the Marines and you don't make it through the whole thing, you can't blame them for that either, because the training is really hard. So I guess it's the same with life, isn't it? So Sky
some people come in with crazy, crazy, crazy stuff.
Oh, Dennis said, am I completing my mission here? Sorry. But you said, will I complete my mission here? And now you're asking, am I completing my mission here? Isn't that the same answer then? Because you will.
I get yes, yeah.
Yeah. And Sky, a sailing girl, if you want to ask another question, I get to it. Just put it in the chat. Discog, hi, good to see you. How may my energy be cleaned or cleared, please?
So one thing that I use, because you don't have to think about it, is sea salt, like sea salt baths.
What if you don't have a bath? I don't have a bath, and they always tell me this and said, take a bath with sea salt.
Put it in a bucket, put it in a sink, and put your feet in it. Like, sit on your sink and put your feet in it. And,
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like you're immersed in sea salt. Or anything.
I thought your whole body. That's why. No. And okay. All right. No. Salt it is then. But let me see, Patricia Johnson question, if I can ask again, do you see anything to do with some land the family has had since 1800s? Will a sale happen anytime soon?
I get something with the right buyer, so it has to be it has to be put up somewhere where people from all over can see it.
I got the same thing.
Yeah, it's just something with like a specific buyer. It's like has to be put in front of someone somehow. And it feels like it's electronic, whatever it is, like, but it has to be somehow like someone can see it.
You mean online?
Yeah, it's like it feels like somebody sees like an ad or something like that, and then like someone tells the whoever's gonna buy it.
I get Facebook. Really strange, but that's what I get. Yeah.
You don't have a Facebook account, you better start one now.
Yeah, I don't have one, but that's what I get. Anyway, try it. You can never know. Kelly Fair Davis, am I a walk-in?
I get yes.
Really? That's cool. Where did she come from?
What they're saying. You were helping out a sister energy. There's something with too soon. So I don't know if they came back too soon and you stepped in to pick up where they left off. But yeah, just one for you that, and it works for everyone too, is literally you put your hand on your heart and you just say you call your energy home. So I don't know if you've had a hard time being here in that type of energy, but it's just kind of something to stay grounded and be aware of, like when you're just like kind of like all over the place.
Do you know when?
Like when she came or when she...
Yeah.
There's something in the 20s, but it could be the day too. It's like 20, there's like 20 or 23, like somewhere in there, but it doesn't always mean age.
Symbolic things, huh? Okay, Abby. Hello, ladies. I had a head injury a few years ago and it changed me and not for the better. Will I get the help I need?
Yeah, but you're going to have to seek it and you're going to have to fight for it. And not like in a hard fighting way, but you're going to have to advocate for yourself that you are still having symptoms and having issues, and advocate for yourself and to do it, like advocate for yourself.
Right. Okay, Sky Sailing Girl, 25. Can I trust my mom's Akashic record readings for me?
Some piece it's saying no. So either you don't like what she said, or there feels like there's something missing. So I don't know what kind of information you were trying to get from
you know what I get? I get that she's not ready to receive it.
So that could very well be too.
Yeah. Okay, Filth Big. Really, you need to stop changing that name. It's not fun. But good to see you in D Live there, Filth Big. Is light a moving energy field or movement in the energy field? So is light a moving energy field or a movement in the energy field? That's actually a great question.
No idea. I mean, awareness-wise, light is energy, so...
Yeah, there are different energy. The energy field.
I think it could be both, honestly, is what I get.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what I get too. Sarah, what does my higher self want me to know? For that, you need to book a session with me in the BQH. But anyway, go ahead.
Higher self stuff is like that's like messages for you, like doing some type of higher self meditation to interact with yourself and tap into that's like more powerful than someone telling you. Like I could tell you you're going to join the circus tomorrow and that's your life path, and like you'll be like, well, that doesn't make any damn sense. And it's like, well, then go join the circus. That's what I told you to do. But that's not living your path. That's not your energy.
You need to also feel it in your intuition, that you feel that it's a good choice. And obviously that's why we ask people like you, oh, is it a good choice? Well, but sometimes again, I always thought everybody had that, but not. I'm clear cognizant. I just know. It's really weird. So yeah, maybe people can train it. I don't know.
But it's sometimes it's like somebody that does, like finding someone who does those type of sessions, or that the thing that has worked for me and working with my higher self is somebody else facilitating like a space or like doing like a visioning. Those are really cool. If you find someone that can like vision with you to contact your higher self is like.
Ooh. That's what the BQH sessions are so great for, because you get to actually access it yourself. Now, my first session I had with QHHT, which is similar, I actually had to listen to the audio in order what my higher self said. And now in the last session I did, I know what my higher self said because I'm more connected. So the first one was years ago. And it's interesting how you develop in time and get to actually connect with your higher self.
It's a process for sure, because everybody's different. Like nobody comes through the same. It's like everybody's awareness is different and all of those energies are different. So it's different for everyone.
Right. So Tero Wantico is asking, will I ever get to truly be with the love of my life? Our separate lives are in the way at the moment, not to mention an ocean. Ooh.
Both have to choose it. And it feels like coming more from your side. There's either something they're unsure of about you on their side, but there's a bunch of choices and stuff like that you have to make on your side to make it even possible. It's possible, but you got to make a lot of choices on your side.
Right. All right, we go for 5 more minutes. Patricia, oh my God, she needs a past life regression. Yeah, for anybody who wants that, get to my website and you can book it. It's actually on my website right now. Manifest Our Destiny is asking, why have I been dimension hopping? Am I learning from it?
Or you're being guided through it, is what they're saying. It's more fun in other dimensions to get the hell out of here sometimes. So,
God, I need to do that. Learn. I need to learn that.
Yeah.
So does she or he learn from it?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Tesseract, how do we know if we're walk-ins? Usually you feel out of place. You don't feel there is a disconnect between you and your body. I've been there, but not because I was a walk-in, but rather I came later. At age 7, I came fully in my body. And it was like a shock. But now I found out through other BQA sessions that I actually left my body constantly because I couldn't handle it here. And so that is not a walk-in, but I do believe that the feeling is the same. Because
a lot of people spend a lot of time out of their bodies because it's so heavy and so dense here. And that's not our true being.
Because I thought I was a walk-in, but then I realized, oh my God, no, because then memories came back from before I was 7, and I knew I was only for 3% in my body until 7. Yeah, I could remember 7 years of my life, the first. So, so there is a disconnect somehow. There is an incredible urge not wanting to be here. You want to get out of here as fast as you can, but you actually don't know why and where to go and where you came from in the first place, that you feel that way. So yeah, it's an out of place feeling. So that's how you probably will know. Beam Jack, can you ask what my purpose is? What is Beam Jack?
That's a journey for yourself, my friend.
That's true.
Like I said, I can tell you're going to join the circus, and like you go and follow the journey from the circus, and then you figure out you hate the circus. Yeah. Like it's journeying for yourself. Like I wish there was an easier answer and be like, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a lawyer.
Let me rephrase that question. So will he find his purpose, or has he found it already?
He'll find it. There's some parts of it feels like you're living, but then there's parts of it feels like that's gonna you're gonna either expand it or there's like more information coming for you.
Well, that was a better question, right?
Don't join the circus.
That's what I do, asking questions. So I figured I just rephrase that. So Mojo Biggs is asking, will I be moving into a new house soon?
No, right now. Maybe next year sometime. So I don't know what needs to change. One part feels like it's job related. Or income, like job and income are kind of the same. So if you don't work, it's like something with income, but something needs to change first. And that's what it feels like it's related to. Probably later next year is what I'm getting right now.
So Sky Sailing Girl saying, Keystone, that's so funny that you picked up on that. My mom had been reading into past lives and I've had with someone, and I had a really hard time believing it's true. That's it. Because, you reject it. So you don't believe it. So you start doubting. Then you want to question, is it true? I think when you're ready to want to know, you'll know it within your heart. You just do. That's what I would say. And I'm not a clairvoyant, but I'm a claircognizant, but it's different.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, well, I don't see the things you do, but things do come to me and I just know. It's not like I have a vision or something. It's just.
Yeah, but even when people are asking questions like they're doing now and like you get a knowing, like that's kind of the same.
For me, it comes out of my mouth without actually knowing what I was going to say. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Is that what happens for you too?
Sometimes, yeah, or like when I get tapped in, like, because that's one thing I have to tell people, like when I read, because you'll see me looking all over. I'm not looking at the camera all the time. Yeah. It's because I'm like in the energy field and I'm like, wherever you pick up energy from. So like when I'm connected in, it's like automatic.
Yeah, I thought, because I didn't even know claircognizant was a thing until I found out this year. And I don't everybody else have that? No. So now that I tap more into it, I just come with answers and I'm like, well, then it must be it. Otherwise, why does it come out of my mouth? It didn't come out of my head, right?
Yep.
So
no, and it's the more it comes out automatic, though, it's that more of your gift.
Oh, really?
And flow. Yeah, like if you're just kind of like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it just comes out.
That's how I'm getting in like readings and stuff, like when I'm reading someone. Same thing.
Really? I should start a new career.
Yeah.
I don't even have a career yet. But anyway, Monoblock, was my time of birth 12:37 p.m. I did some pendulum work, and that's what I came up with.
No. I'm getting something with 2. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. I get something with 2.
All right. So, Libby, do the exotic places I travel to in my third eye visions actually exist?
Yes, they do.
That's so funny because I know a friend that is actually from Era in the Pleiadians, and I was a plant on that same planet before they actually came there, way before the Lyran Wars, and I got this in a session, right? And so I described what it looked like, and she said, "That's exactly it." And then I thought, oh, that's so interesting because sometimes you hear people talk about something, and I just have it in my mind. I can see it. And then I start describing it, and they actually confirm it. So it's really interesting and weird. Um, I think we're gonna go for the last 2 questions. So toxic 2121 question: why does my energy seems to keep changing colors during the day?
So look up the colors of what you're seeing. Sometimes it's the people you're around. Sometimes it's the places that you are. Some people have more energy in the morning. Some people have more energy at night. Some people are affected by planets. There's like so many different things that happen. But look up the colors and see if they make sense, like if they resonate with you of like what the different colors mean.
Yeah. Motor block say thank you. Back to the drawing board. That's in regard to his life's path. That's
Well, that's the thing though, is like if you got midnight is more like, because like even in human design, because it goes off your birth time and your birthplace, that you use midnight and you work backwards from midnight to see if anything changes on the day you were born. And if whatever you're trying to figure out, if a lot of times they use midnight as a zero, as a zero,
yeah.
And and then you work back from there, and like you change the times if things change in your chart or whatever it is, and like then go with what resonates with you.
Yeah, indeed. Well, our Libby saw my session on Elisa's channel, and where I was a plant, but I never said anybody that it was on Era. It was actually later I realized that that was it. And when I described it, my friend actually confirmed it. And I was like, that's blowing my mind. It's really beautiful. Wait, there was a question that conspiracy theory was that? I can't seem to be hypnotized. I want to get a session, but I'm afraid it won't work again. It's not really hypnotizing. We can try, just get me contact me and we're going to do a test and see how that works. Because it's not for everybody. Some people are in the left brain, but I have to say, I wasn't able to be hypnotized either. But then I figured out, hang on, it depends on the person who's doing it with you. Sometimes you just don't have the connection and it doesn't work. And sometimes it all depends who you connect with. You know, sometimes it's just a compatibility. And the one that did that with me, I didn't like her at all. And this was for a therapy session, actually, years ago. And I just nothing happened. But then years later, I did one and I got on there completely. So that proved to me that, and I said all the time, I can't be hypnotized. I can't be hypnotized. Well, there I went. So that proved to me it is possible. It's just sometimes it's the person that, doesn't resonate with you. So, all right, let me get to the last question here, which is from Magic Bird. Is photography still possible in 5D?
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah, that would make sense. It's probably more advanced. Maybe we can just blink and it's done.
I would love if I could take pictures with my eyeballs and like
right?
seeing, driving through the mountains today. I would love to put that on canvas. Like actually what I was seeing, not like what you take the stupid camera. And
right,
it's like,
right. Like so you do this wink and it sends it to your printer, right? And you get home, it's over there.
I'm ready for that. I'm totally down for that.
So, guys, thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much, Erica. So people can book a session with you, private. I put that actually in the comment section or in the description. And I also put your Instagram there so people can find you. And I hope you enjoyed this. And
yeah, no, thanks for having me. Thank you for everybody who.
Oh, you also watching. Had a message about, because you got this avalanche of requests for readings after Nicole's channel, but now you're busy moving. So maybe you want to.
So fun. If anybody wants to come help me move, you just let me know.
Yeah, well, I just said it because I know that if people are going to send their messages, that it will take a little bit because she's in the middle of moving home. So, yeah. But other than that, you can contact her for a session if you like. You can contact me for BQH regression. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you come back, by the way, because this was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd love to.
Yeah, you do? That's awesome. Let's do the next in the new year.
For sure.
Yeah. Maybe you can get some predictions for 2022.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah, let's do that, right? All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Also, check my website. It has changed. I put the stuff from the BQH on it if you want to know. What else do I have to say? Oh, yeah. Thursday, I have Jackie Pierce, sorry, is her name. She works also together with Tony Rodriguez. And so I'm going to have her on. And I hope to see you all again on Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all in the chat and my mods. And let me quickly check if there's a chest. No, there's no chest in DLive. So that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay kind and peace out, everyone. Bye all.